Hi, VC, MC, everybody out there in music world. This is an update video. I've got another one that I'm going to be doing shortly, but we'll not go into that one just now. This is just an update video, as I said. I've got one record on vinyl, a couple of cassettes and a bunch of CDs that I've picked up over the week. Now, I kind of been trying to restrict my spending a bit, like most people, I guess. But so I kind of sort of did what the Rock Scout had kind of mentioned. He said that he'd bought a bunch of CDs that were on his want list for ages, and went via Music Magpie, or, you know, the cheap online sales places. So I just thought, well, yeah, that's a good way to get some cheap stuff right enough. So I kind of had a browse and did this similar kind of thing. Got most of them from Music Magpie, but there was a couple of other ones, and I'm still waiting on a couple coming in for Germany. They've still to come in, and so that'll be in another video. But I'll just get going on what I've got here. So first of all, the cassettes. This was £2 delivered on eBay. Great White. It is the best of Great White from 1986 to 92, I believe that is, yep. Cassette looks in decent condition. It really needs a bit of a wipe down, I suppose. This came out in 1993 and it's Capitol Records. And you've got 10 tracks. You also have, you know, just a bit of detail about the songs, information about, you know, the albums, and a bit of story about the band's history, probably from this period. I haven't read it yet. And you've got Step On You, All Over Now, Save Your Love, House of Broken Love, and Big Goodbye on side 1. And side 2 is got Rock Me, that's my favourite, Face the Day, Old Rose Motel, Once Bitten Twice Shy, and Afterglow. So that was that, £2, why not? Other one I picked up is not rock or metal at all, it's classical, great composers, Chopin, fantastic pianist, £1.70 delivered, and it's a Piano Concerto No. 1 in E minor. So this is on, I don't know, Ditto. And that's about as exciting as it gets for the inner thing. So £1.70 delivered. On to the CDs. Most of these were about £2, some £3, but the majority were about £2. Kenny Loggins. Again, this is back to Avalon. I just recently showed I grabbed this on cassette. So I spotted the CD for, I think, in fact, this one was about £2.45 or something delivered. So, and it's an original pressing, which is what I like. This is 1988 CBS, and the, you know, the inner booklet is in beautiful condition. The disc itself is in great condition. As other people have noted regarding the state of some of the cases, I have had to switch a couple of cases to better ones because they were pretty minging. But this is an original press. Another original press, Gun Gallus. This was Gun's second album, Scottish rock band. This is the one album out of their first 3 I haven't got, and I know the first 3 are all decent albums. Vinylizer John raves about this album as well. Opening track, Steal Your Fire, is a beauty, but I've not heard all the songs on this one, so this should be good. This came out in 1992, and Gunn went to support
Def Leppard on their Adrenalise tour around the UK at this time. Gun were probably the better band, but so the inner on this one, this is A&M Records as well, incidentally. And this is one of these ones that folds out like so, and it has a bunch of pictures and stuff, and you've got the lyrics there, and this chap is Benny Lynch. I think he's dead now, the boxer, but he was the only, or the first Scottish boxer to ever win a world title. I think it was the lightweight or something, I don't really know, and I don't follow boxing, so, but I think that's why they kind of did a tribute to him in that respect. Next up, because I had recently been talking about the song, and also recent news came through that Monster at Caballé had passed away. It spurred me on to go and hunt down the song. Initially I was going to look for the 7-inch single, but when I spotted the CD for under £2 as well, I thought, I'll just grab that. And I thought it was like an EP of the single, but it's actually an album. Freddie Mercury and Monster at Caballé. Sorry about that. Barcelona, and obviously the title track Barcelona is the first song, but you actually get 8 tracks on here. And yeah, I don't think I need to say much about them. Both phenomenal voices. And the song Barcelona was for the 1992 Olympics, which was held in Barcelona. Again, this is an original pressing, and it's Polydor is the label. This one was made in France. But yeah. Another one that's been on my want list for quite a while, so I was pleased to find this under £3. Tears for Fears, and it's songs from the Big Chair, Phonogram, Mercury, 1985 this one. Again, it's an original pressing, which I was delighted. I wanted the original pressing. Mercury, there we are. I'm assuming most people will know that this has their big hits, you know, Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Head Over Heels. So I was really chuffed to get that. It's been in my wants collection for a long time, as has this one. Again, another bargain, Europe's Prisoners in Paradise. This was their 1991 album, the follow-up to Out of This World. Had some good tracks on it. Halfway to Heaven, I think, is the favourite out of everything I've heard. There is a couple on this album I've not heard. There's 12 tracks in total. Again, another original press. I'm pleased to say all the actual CDs themselves were in really good condition. Just a couple of the cases left a lot to be desired, and they're now in the bucket. So Epic Records, fantastic. And the last CD that I picked out that I've got to show at the moment is by a band that I never thought I would ever imagine myself to own anything by. So this is the first time I've bought anything for this band. Excuse me. And I think it's partially down to the influence of the VC, I think. You know, people recommending and saying good reviews, etc. about certain bands, and I initially thought, I think back in the day, I've known about them for years, but I never really was into them back in the day. I kind of just, I think I snubbed them thinking they were a thrash band more so, thinking, no, they're probably too heavy for me, so it's a band I kind of never really got into or considered looking at. But recently, as I say, after VC recommendations and people talking about this band, and I was on YouTube, and one of their videos came up for a song. It was a live song, so I watched it. I thought, oh, that was really quite good. And then I picked out another random video of theirs to watch, and I quite like that as well. I thought, so they're actually not a thrash band at all, they're just kind of like a heavy metal band, a German heavy metal band, and you'll all know them. So I've gone for this album. This one was the dearest actually. This was about £5-6 odds. It's a French pressing. It's a reissue, it's not the original press, because it does say reissue 1995. Marketed by Spalax Music, Paris, France, but it's this album from Accept, and it's Russian Roulette. So it originally came out in 1986, and I went and checked out the song Russian Roulette. I quite liked it, I thought it was really cool. The track before that I watched on YouTube, the live one, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was a recent live show, you know, because I know they've got a different singer now. It's not Udo, what's his name? So, I've got this to still listen to the whole thing, and there's the kind of melody distribution, and it's Antisocial record label, which is a French pressing. So it is, this did come in from, I can't even remember where I got it from. If it wasn't UK, it would be France. There's the CD. So I now own, after all these years, an album from Accept called Russian Roulette. So I have also listened to Rise of, was it? The Rise of Chaos, the title track off of that, because I know that's their newest, their latest, and I quite like that song as well. So I'll be delving into Accept a little bit more over the course of time and seeing what they're like. So that's my CDs, and the record I've got has just come into the house this afternoon. I got it, picked it up in town today from FOP. That's FOPP. I think they're a subsidiary of HMV, or they're part of the HMV group. I spotted this for sale on eBay, and the sellers were wanting 40 quid. I thought, no, wait a minute, I'm not getting that. I'm not paying that. It can't, and it said HMV exclusive. They had a picture of it, and had HMV exclusive on the front, on the shrink. Because this is brand new and sealed. It's just been released this month. Apparently it was released for National Album Day, which, you know, never knew such a day existed, but and I didn't really realise this had been re-released as a limited edition, and so I decided I wanted it. And here's what it is. Excuse the glare again. And it's Def Leppard's Pyromania. £25, which I still think is really expensive. I would have been happier if it was £20. That's kind of like my maximum I like records to be these days. But because it's Pyromania, I thought just get it, because obviously you're going to be paying upwards of £40 online once other sellers get hold of them. So it's limited edition red vinyl, and I thought, yeah, this would be cool to have, because I have the original Pyromania, the original pressing, and I have a couple of CD copies, but Pyromania is the Def Leppard album I have the least versions or copies of. So I thought, well, why not treat myself, you know. It's a great album. Although I do prefer, I think I prefer listening to the songs live rather than on the album. Although the songs are fantastic, I think that the production on this album does sound a little bit dated. I kind of get the shrink wrap off here. Bear with me. So this is me just opening it now, of course. Because this album, Rick Savage didn't play on this. The bass was put down by a Moog bass, which is like a bass, electronic bass machine thing. Rick Allen's drums, he didn't play the drums. They were done by a drum machine. So the only thing that's live on here is the guitars and the vocals. I didn't realise that right away, but I did learn over the course of time that that was the case. So, but as far as the album goes, it's the exact same artwork. The only difference down here is it does say, well, it does say 1983 Mercury Records, but in the British case it would say Phonogram Records. And it's also got made in the EU, which, you know, it wouldn't have had on the original. Yeah, Pyromania has a beautifully fascinating inner sleeve. It's always, the only difference is this one's got a catalogue number, the original doesn't. I don't think there's anything else in here. Nope. And it is limited edition red vinyl, so I thought that was a kind of nice thing. It's 180 grams, it's pretty solid. And it's on the original Vertigo label, which I am pleased that they've done that. This one, interestingly enough, my original Pyromania has the Spaceship Vertigo label, so this one's got the kind of sunrise label, which is a nice touch as well, actually. So there you go. So, Warner Brother Music, Zomba Music, blah 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 blah. Just checking I've got everything spelt correctly. Because I'm a bit of a fusspot for that sort of thing when it comes to Def Leppard reissues of the Clark era. So there we are. So I'm pretty chuffed. I'm going to give this a spin this evening. This is going on the player. And that's my update just now. So I will be getting another video done for Metal Mickey. It's in response to his softer music, pop records. I'm going to do mine since he was kind enough to do that for me. So look out for that. You won't see any accept or, you know, metal in that one. But, you know, you can't just have one type of music to like. You've got to like loads. It's just how it is, I guess. Right. This is far too long. Bye for now.